So hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now this video is going to be a selection of highlight clips from about the past week or so. Now I have been spending an awful lot of time since the Revontuli update over on Silver Ridge Peaks grinding for a Great One Black Bear, but finally I did actually manage to get a Great One Black Bear a few days ago, and so I have actually had a lot more time to go and hunt on Revontuli. I also have a few clips from when I was actually grinding for a Great One Black Bear, where I decided to come over to Revontuli just to give myself a bit of a break from the actual grind, and yeah, just take some time to enjoy the beautiful new map. And this clip was one of those clips. I decided to come over onto my own map and just have, a bit of an explore and take a bit of a break from that intense black bear grind, and I ended up finding a max weight diamond moose. That was pretty cool. A little bit of a lower score for a max weight. Normally they do score that 300 mark or slightly over, but he was a little bit wonky, which I think actually contributed to his score being a little bit lower, but still a really awesome diamond that I was super happy to find, and on my own map as well. Really cool. Now, another clip from my own map was this, a piebald cow moose that actually I ended up spooking, but I managed to get a trotting shot on her there with the 300, which thankfully got into a lung. Now, not going to tax this as it is just a female, but it is really awesome to see how beautiful the piebalds look in the new harvest screen. Now, moving on to a slightly more impressive rare moose that I ended up finding, this time in multiplayer in the last couple of days, I actually found a max weight estimate level 4 piebald bull. Now, he is one of the smaller end level 4s for the max weight estimate, but that's still a really awesome bull that I knew should be a gold, and they are just so beautiful. The piebald moose are really stunning. Now, he ended up dying in a really weird position here in this push, so can't get any nice pictures of him or anything. But picking him up, he is a gold, which, as I said, I would have expected with being the max weight estimate, and he's very uneven. That is a completely mismatched set of antlers, and I actually much prefer the antler he has on the right-hand side as you're looking at him face on. I'm not so keen on the left-hand antler. I think it just looks a bit weird, but still a really nice rare bull moose to actually find. Now, unfortunately, I have had some really major recording struggles recently, and I actually found a level 3 melanistic bull moose, who you will see pictured here in my lodge. I recorded it, and then when I went to check my recording, it just had not recorded any of me shooting this beautiful moose. So that was really unfortunate, as that is the first melanistic bull I've ever had. So yeah, a bit of a shame, but still really happy to actually have found that. Now, moving on to another clip from Revontuli multiplayer, and as you will see, we have a level 3 western capercaillie in front of us. And if you guys have been around the channel at all, you'll know how much I love the western capercaillie. I think they're just such a fantastic species. I absolutely love them, and anytime I can find a diamond or, maybe even a rare, I will just, I'm so happy to find them. I just think they're so cool. Plus, the detail in these things is just absolutely gorgeous. They are so beautiful. And this guy is a diamond at 4.7. Now, his weight is actually 4.73, so I'd imagine his score is actually closer to that. But unfortunately, in Call of the Wild, when you look at the score, the last decimal, the second decimal place, will always be rounded to 0, and that can cause some confusion. But yeah, he probably scores 4.73, but because it always rounds to a 0, it just shows 4.70. But a really cool diamond that I'm really happy to get. The more diamonds for these guys I can get for my lodge, I'm just happy to find them. Now, I ended up coming across this level 2 western capercaillie male with a really high score estimate of 4 to 5. So I figured I'd try and take him out, and he was running and I was struggling to actually get a shot to hit him there, but he did actually go down on one of those shots, and he is actually a diamond. Now, this is the same thing as what I was just talking about. It shows 4.60 there when the diamond requirement is 4.64, but if you look at his weight, which is what their score is based off of, it's 4.64, so he's probably right on diamond requirement. And that is my first diamond level 2 Western capercaillie, so I was really, really happy with that. I've seen, you know, other people post level 2 diamonds, but I just hadn't had one yet myself. But I always find it really cool to get the level 2 diamonds and stuff like that for the species you can get them for. So yeah, that was a really, really cool little bonus that I really wasn't expecting. Super happy with that. Now, talking about recording strugs, this one broke my heart. I was running around in the northern part of the map and I saw a female capercaillie fly overhead that looked really pale. I couldn't exactly tell in the sunlight that it definitely was a rare, but it landed and I picked up the disturbed veg and it was a Leucistic. Quickly managed to take it out of the air with the shotgun, and again, hit record, everything should have recorded fine, and then when I went to check my recordings, there was absolutely nothing there. So again, another animal that unfortunately I couldn't actually get the footage of to share with you guys, but I had to share it at least as an image, because I really wanted to find a rare capercaillie. At least it was just a female and not a male, but still, I'm really gutted that I didn't have the footage to share with you guys. But yeah, I'm super happy I managed to actually find a rare capercaillie. They are gorgeous. Now, sticking with rares, as you'll see here, we have another rare, this being a white rock ptarmigan. Now, when I actually had access to the early access for Revontuli, I shot a white Willow ptarmigan, and I assumed it would probably just be an uncommon, because, you know, this is something that happens in real life. They transition from the colours that they normally have in the summer to the white feathers in the winter, so I didn't figure that it would be a rare, but it does seem that white for both rock ptarmigan and for willow ptarmigan is actually rare. So when I picked up the track of this one, I tracked it for quite a long way and ended up getting a gold, which is really, really nice. And these things are really, really pretty. I love the face markings, like the black around the eyes and the black beak. I just think they look so elegant and just so gorgeous. So yeah, that was really, really cool. Really happy with that. And hopefully I'll be able to find another white willow ptarmigan like I had in early access to put into the trophy lodge, because of course we lost all of the trophies that we got in early access. So unfortunately I don't have that one anymore. But yeah, we've now got one of the rares for the ptarmigan in the trophy lodge. And speaking of trophy ptarmigan, look at what I just managed to take down. A level 3 willow ptarmigan. I have been tracking all the max weight tracks for both of the ptarmigan species ever since I've been playing the map, ever since the map came out, just hoping that I would find a diamond one. And this was the first level 3 I'd ever seen, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And he is a diamond, 786 scoring, molting diamond. Oh, that's just so, so cool. These guys are absolutely stunning. And yeah, you can see, like, the reason this is called molting is because it's going between the summer plumage, which has the sort of brown and darker shades, to the winter plumage, which is actually white to blend in with the environment. And that's why I initially didn't think that white would be a rare for the ptarmigans, but it does appear it is, along with, I think, red for the willow ptarmigan, if I'm thinking correctly. But yeah, this was a diamond I really, really wanted to find. I still really want to find a rock ptarmigan as well, but I'm super, super happy to finally have found a level 3 willow ptarmigan. I have tracked so many of these things only for them to just be level 2s that were too small, so that was really awesome. Now, another diamond that I've been really wanting to find since I got my hands on Revontuli for the first time is a Hazel grouse. And I went into multiplayer, I think this was actually the same night I shot my Great One Black Bear, went into multiplayer and a level 3 Hazel grouse flew overhead. Tracked him down, took it with the 22 because it was in multiplayer. I'm not going to worry too much about flushing them into the air in multiplayer when they can be shot on the ground. So just took him there with the 22, and he is a diamond, and quite a big one at 441 score. And you can see there 0.44 on the the weight, and they max at 0.45. So yeah, this is quite a big diamond, and I was super happy to finally get one of these guys. I think the Hazel Grouse are really underrated, but they are really, really beautiful, and they have so many different plumage variations as well. They are really cool, and when you look at them up close, there's so many different colours in their feathers that I think that they're really, really super pretty. And yeah, I just couldn't believe I got a level 3 on the same night as getting my great one. That was a crazy night. Now, another thing that I wanted to find some more trophies of was the black grouse. Now, I had one diamond from, I think, one of the first couple of days of Revontuli's full release. Of course, I had one in early access, but again, we lost all of those trophies. So I just had the one from the first couple of days of when it got released to everyone. And I wanted to find another few diamonds for these guys if possible, because they are super, super gorgeous. I mean, just look at the colours in these feathers. The dark blues and greens that are in the body feathers contrasting with the white under feathers on the tail and the white in the wings. These guys are just gorgeous, and they have some incredible rares. I've seen Leucistics and Melanistics, and they seem to have different variations for both of those rares. So yeah, I'm really hoping that eventually I can find some of those for the Trophy Lodge as well. Now, again, talking about the early access portion of this map, during early access for Revontuli, I actually found a level 9 Lynx, and I was super, super excited as it was the second level 9 I'd ever seen. Well, when I was out in multiplayer the other night, I picked up a max weight track, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll track this down and see if it's a level 9, and then I spotted the Lynx maybe 150 metres away running through the trees, and it was a level 9, and this was so exciting to me, and it goes alarm there, so I lie down, stops, gives me a perfect broadside shot, and I drop him with the 243. My heart was going crazy because, you know, this is the third level 9 I've ever seen, second one in the live game, and I knew that I'd be able to keep this if it did make diamond. So crossing my fingers, and he did make diamond at 27.80. I couldn't believe it. I'm so, so lucky to have gotten another one. Finally, these guys are really hard to find diamonds of. And like I said, when I got that one in early access, I was super stoked, because at the time we all thought we were going to get to keep our early access trophies. And then once the early access ended, we all lost them. And I was really kind of sad that I lost that Lynx. But this really makes up for it, finding one in multiplayer in the live game. That was so cool. I really didn't expect that max weight track to actually be a level 9. So yeah, that was really, really awesome. Now, something else I've been having a lot of fun doing is actually hunting ducks in multiplayer. Now, all I've been doing is heading to the southern island that is a real hotspot for all of the duck species, walking around, seeing if I can see any of the duck species resting and if there's anything interesting there, and if there's not, I let them all spook off, set up some decoys and see what comes in. And in this case, we had a level 3 dark green Eurasian teal come in, which is a diamond, and my biggest diamond for these guys so far, at 360. That is my biggest one. Like I said, I've only shot a couple of these guys, one in early access and one in the full release, and neither of them were this big. They were both just barely diamond. So I was really, really surprised to see one this big and really happy. I absolutely love the Eurasian teal, both their common variants of the dark green and the light green, and all the rares that these guys have. They're just so, so stunning. I absolutely love them. By far my favourite duck species in the game. They're just so gorgeous that they take that top spot without any question. I love these things so much. So seeing a level 3 was really awesome. And then again, doing the same thing, coming down to this southern island and just looking around to see what ducks are actually just here resting or feeding. And as you can see, we have a flock of Eurasian teal here, which once again had a level 3. And it's really cool to just see the ducks in their natural environment and sort of walk and stalk them effectively. And I actually enjoy doing that, seeing where they are in their zones and then trying to get close enough to them to take a shot is actually quite fun when they're just so much more lifelike now. They're not so static and just sitting on the water all the time. They move between the land and the water. Sometimes they just take off for no reason. So it's a lot more challenging, and yeah, I find it really fun. But yeah, this guy also ended up being a diamond at 354.50. Now, a lot smaller than the previous one, but again, I still really don't mind. I'm just happy to have another one of these put into the trophy lodge. I really would like to get a light green diamond, as that is my overall favourite of the two common varieties for these guys, but super happy to get just another diamond one for the trophy lodge. Now, once again, talking about the early access portion for Revontuli Coast, back when I had early access, I shot a female tufted duck, and I didn't really think anything of it, but when I picked it up, it said cream, and I figured it just looked the same as all of the other females pretty much that I'd shot. It wasn't really very different, so I didn't even record it. But it turned out afterwards that it was actually a rare, and I completely missed out on getting any footage of it or just any record of it at all. But again, hunting ducks in multiplayer, waited, and this flock of tufted ducks came in. I immediately noticed this one looked different because I'm sat there with the 22 rather than waiting with a shotgun and just taking birds out of the air. And I shot it, and it ends up being a cream. So finally got some redemption on that one that I basically just completely skipped over during the early access. So really happy to actually finally see another one of these, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to tell, because I couldn't remember what it looked like. I just knew that when I saw it, it didn't strike me as being something, you know, that you would immediately see and go, oh, that's definitely a rare. But by keeping a sort of a specific eye out for it, and I guess that they probably would look paler because it said cream, so I was sort of keeping an eye out for those paler colours, and when you saw it amongst the other females, it was noticeably different with less of the red, sort of reddish rust colour plumage on the sort of underwing area. And yeah, I noticed that straight away, and yeah, it ended up being a cream, so I'm super happy that I managed to get that, and it's another nice rare for the trophy lodge. Now, sticking with the theme of rares, I spotted a group of these goldeneye, and it was really funny because I knew that one of them looked different, but I wasn't entirely sure what it was that I was seeing. And when I actually eventually took the shot, it came over and it's another Leucistic, which is really funny because I actually had a Leucistic in one of my, I think it was actually the first video I did for Revontuli's full access for those trophies that I got in the first few days of it being released to everyone. And it doesn't look anything like this. So when this came over and it also said Leucistic, I was like, oh, there must be different patterns. And I've actually taken a picture of both of my Leucistics side by side in the trophy lodge, so you guys can actually see the huge difference. This is by far my favourite of the two Leucistic patterns that I've shot. I don't know if there's any more, but I just think this one looks really cool. But yeah, that was really, really interesting to see. Now, moving on to the final clip of this video, and this duck gave me the runaround. I saw it, I knew it was a rare, I took a shot at it, and my shot went clear over its head. I spent probably the next hour, maybe longer, waiting, putting decoys out, trying to get this duck to come back. And it's actually this one here, right in front of us, a level 2 Eurasian teal, and just wait until you see this bird. This is absolutely gorgeous. I am so relieved I managed to actually finally get this thing on the ground, because just look at this. This is by far my favourite rare, aside from the Leucistic capercaillie, that I have shot on Revontuli so far. A hybrid blue Eurasian teal. That is just so unbelievably pretty. I can't believe that I actually managed to get one of these things. I'd seen a couple of hybrid blue and hybrid green ones posted, and I just thought they looked so incredibly cool. And, you know, when I saw it out on the water, I was like, there's no way that I've actually found one of these things. Because they're just so cool, and they do seem to be really rare. All of the rares for the new duck species do seem to be really hard to come across. And yeah, I saw this and it spooked because I completely misjudged my shot. And I was so gutted I didn't think I was going to be able to get him. But eventually, persistence paid off. And it was really funny because ProXEK, and shout out to ProXEK for being awesome as always, joined the session, got host of the session, and I asked him if he would be able to reset the time to when I initially saw this duck. And it was so funny because just as Pro went to reset the time for me, this duck then came in and I had to sort of frantically say, no, bro, please don't reset the time. He's finally come back. But yeah, shout out to Pro for actually going to change the time for me there. That was very, very kind. But the way that timing worked out, that he finally then decides to show up when finally I'm getting an opportunity to have the time changed. It was just crazy, and I'm just so relieved I managed to get him. He's so beautiful, and I want to fill my lodge with the rare ducks and as many variations as possible. So yeah, that was really, really cool. And I have a couple of pictures here just as we end this video off of this beautiful duck in the lodge, so you guys can actually take a look a bit closer up at the gorgeous plumage and markings on this incredible bird. Absolutely awesome. And I have heard of more absolutely awesome sounding variations and seen some amazing pictures from harvest screens of some really gorgeous variations. So yeah, hopefully as time goes on I'll be able to collect some more of those for the trophy lodge. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. So many cool trophies that I've been really, really excited to share with you guys. But just with the heat wave recently, I just haven't been able to record anything because, yeah, it was just ridiculously hot. We had temperatures of 40 degrees C, which for us is insane. So, yeah, really, really sorry that there's been a bit of a delay with the videos. Hopefully there won't be any more of that. Hopefully we won't have any more insane heat. But yeah, I really, really hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Thank you so, so much for watching and for all your support as always. It really does mean the world. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.